All right, everybody. So, welcome back to another episode of Garage Talk. Um, this is a special guest today. Kevin had to work, to be frank with everybody. So, this is Hector. He's also from Superior, and he's a longtime family friend of mine and, some of my sisters and stuff. So, figured he'd make a good guest for the podcast. So, if you want to kind of introduce yourself and explain, who you are.
Yeah, hello, Hector Aparicio. Um, First time on a podcast. Uh, yeah, been in Superior pretty much my whole life. Moved here when I was about 4 years old. Um, was fortunate enough about 10 years ago to move back up here to town and actually be in the home that I grew up in and be able to raise my family there. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
Yeah. So, how is that? So, I actually heard or seen somebody earlier and they were talking about like how their childhood home and stuff like kind of left their family. How is that like growing or like raising your kids like in the
It's awesome. Like growing up there and then being able to raise your kids there.
yeah,
Like, it's an awesome feeling. Like, my home's been in my family since the '60s,
really?
and, like, when I had an opportunity to buy it from my grandparents, I jumped all over it. Like, they were getting older and gonna move to the valley. They needed, better, I guess, care. My grandpa had his hip replaced and stuff like that, so he just needed assistance, and being up here wasn't viable for them, and, they said they were gonna sell it, and I was like, "Hey, if you're gonna sell it, I'll buy it." Like, I wanna be up here, and so
Yeah.
we bought it, but, I mean, it's an older home. I mean, it was built in the '50s, so, I mean, we've gone through and remodeled pretty much everything in the house and made it where it's updated and everything, but it's been a lot of work and a lot of effort to get everything that where it's at now.
Yeah. Is there any like memories that you have that you try to like recreate with your kids living there?
Oh, man, like, like, we got a big tree in our front yard, and,
Mhm.
like, I have a lot of memories, like, having that tree, having tree house. And so, like, when we first moved up here, like, we built a tree house up there for the kids. And it was just kinda, like, out of scrap wood stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
And, so, like, I could try to recreate that memory with them, and, they enjoyed it and stuff like that, but, like, now it's just we tore it all down, it's just the tree and stuff, but, they enjoy having the yard and stuff that we have, and, I mean, it's completely different from when I was a kid, but it's, something they do enjoy.
Yeah, I like the house that we grew up in, I would definitely like to live there again just for like the size of the house and stuff.
Yeah.
But when we moved out of it, it was like we would have had to remodel the entire thing to
Oh,
even
yeah.
like make it because that house was built, I'm pretty sure in like the 30s.
Yeah.
So that is cool to be able to, like a house that was like upkept, like, probably pretty well to be able
Yeah.
to live in that and like raise your family in that and stuff.
Yeah, like, we've done like, every room has been remodeled.
Yeah.
Like, we've gone through it, tore everything out of it, and redone pretty much everything in the house. I mean, every single water line in there, gas line, everything's been replaced, and, I mean, besides the electrical, some of it's still original, but a lot of it's been updated.
Yeah. I do like too, like, even around town, seeing the houses that were, like, abandoned and stuff,
Yeah.
like, fixed up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to
Y
see, like, if it's somebody even local or from out of town, whatever,
yeah.
get these properties and then, you remember that house being just, like, run down, whatever, and then all of a sudden it's starting to come together, and then, a year from then, you go by and it's all fixed up, people are living there, it's like, "Man, that's pretty sweet."
Yeah, especially when it's a opportunity, because I see it I feel the same way. I don't really care if it's somebody, like, from in town or out of town, because majority of the time, it's gonna be somebody from in town that buys the house.
Yeah.
So then I like seeing, like, a house that was abandoned when I was younger, especially if it like, when I was younger, I was like a travieso, always getting in trouble and stuff.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these houses, like we'd go into them, you know what I mean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
do just dumb stuff in there, and then you see that's like that's going to be somebody else's like family home
Yeah.
potentially. That's what I like about it because we were for a while. It kind of seemed like there was no houses being bought or sold in town.
Yeah, and I think the market up here is different too, it's so, I guess, landlocked. Like, there's
Yeah,
not new builds, there's not a new subdivision being built right
no,
now, so the houses that you have to choose are either here or it's a lot and then building your own, and it seems like it's far and few between, but there is quite a bit of stuff going on.
yeah. I guess the only thing would be like the Highlands, but it's like
Yeah. And I mean, there's a few empty lots too in town,
Yeah,
but, like, you don't really see them for
and it's
sale.
also hard to build a house on some of these properties.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
they're not all, like, cookie cutter, like, "Okay, here's your
yeah,
square lot."
it's
It's a
graded and
yeah,
it's like
or acre. Yeah,
coming down the
yeah, it's a
hillside.
hill,
Yeah,
like
like up there by the mortuary.
oh, yeah,
Like,
they're
how are
all
you gonna build a house there now?
yeah,
The
like
the the engineering that you have to have and all that
yeah,
stuff?
it'd be you'd have to be pretty dedicated to be able to do something like that.
Yeah. What would you say the biggest difference is from, like, when you grew up to now?
Man, I think the whole dynamic of town has changed, like, when I was growing up, like, man, growing up, like, I remember just running all over the place with my friends, like, there was everybody knew everybody,
Yeah.
and, like, it was definitely something you knew because you would get home and, like, your mom, your grandparents would be like, "Hey, so what'd you do today?" You'd be like, "Oh, nothing," and they'd be like, "No, like, we know you're doing this or this," and it's like, "Oh, yeah," somebody saw me and
Yeah,
called them.
so and so saw you
Yeah.
doing it right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they'd never give their sources away, like, "Oh, so and so," but they'd be like, "Oh, we heard you were over here," and it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, I was over there doing messing around." But, yeah, it's like now it seems like the kids don't have that freedom to go do what they wanna do, like, they do, but it's limited, you know what I mean? Like, I remember as a kid, we ran all everywhere, did whatever, you
Yeah.
run up to the pool, like, we were walking all over the place, and, like, now, like, it doesn't seem like I guess I don't know if it's just because, like, of all the, kids are getting kidnapped and stuff from, like, the valley and
Mhm.
everything, and then, like, you see videos where they're trafficking people through Superior and stuff,
Yeah.
and, like, it's like, man, like, that's close to home, like, I don't want my kids walking across town if they don't have to be.
And then it's also the way I think about it is, like, the internet. Like, you know how in everything Superior people post the dogs
Mhm.
or, like, they post, like, "Oh, these kids were doing this," or they're
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
rocks at it's like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I wouldn't want my kid to be in that post.
I mean,
You know what I
if it
mean?
was my kid in that post, like, well, first off, like,
Why didn't you
my
tell him to stop?
yeah, well, like, I guess it comes either way, because if you're pulling up and you see somebody yelling at your kid, at first you'd be like, "Well, who is this person yelling at
Yeah.
my kid?" Until you understand the scope of what's going on. If they were like, "Hey," they were throwing rocks at cars, like, "Okay, like, yeah, it's justified," but,
Mhm.
there's so many different weirdos out there that are, like, just yelling for no reason,
Yeah.
and, I mean, I'd be partially okay with it to an extent, but if it's somebody I knew,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Hey," "these kids are acting fools," and I saw it with my kid, like, okay, like, they're gonna have a conversation when I get home to
That's why, like, a couple weeks ago, I was driving my truck up Main Street, and these kids threw a basketball at my truck. So it started rolling down Main Street, so I put my truck in park, I got out and I took the basketball, I put it in the bed of my
oh, yeah.
truck, and then they were all mad at me. Well, I knew who the kids were,
Yeah.
obviously, you know what I mean? So I just drove around, and then I seen them a couple days later, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you your ball back." But, like, don't ever do that to, like, me
Yeah.
or anybody again. And to me, I'd rather that happen than, like, they do it to, like, somebody from out of town and then, like, they end up getting in trouble because that is, like,
Oh,
damaging.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you just
absolutely.
threw it at somebody's car,
Yeah.
and luckily, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
they hit my tire, but it was like, if they would've hit my actual truck and dented it,
Yeah.
different story. But you get those people that they just see kids, like, playing on Main Street or walking on Main Street, and then they're mad. And it's like, "I did that.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the big deal?"
Yeah, I think, the kids gotta be able to I mean, if you're not gonna allow them to go play on Main Street, like, Main Street's probably one of the safest streets in town.
Yeah,
Like, if you're not gonna let them go play out there where their parents can trust it, where are you gonna let them go play?
yeah.
What do you I mean, I would rather my kid go play at Bessage Park than the park on the 60.
That's very true.
I
That's
mean, that
very true, especially because the park on the 60, like, you have people passing through there's so many people that pass through town, so it'd be quick, like how you're saying, like,
yeah.
the like
Trafficking? Yeah.
yeah,
And, like, there's restroom stuff there, but, yeah, you got people sleeping there, you got people doing different stuff there, and,
yeah,
I don't want my kids there. Like, I only let my kids go there if I'm with them.
mhm. That's a the difference in that park from when I was a kid too, and just like everything. So a lot of people say there's not a lot for kids to do in town. The kids create their stuff to do.
Yeah.
But then it's like they did that park. Then I went the other day, we were there for Easter, right? And then I just started noticing like it's already degrading.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not really upkeeping the stuff that there is for kids to
Yeah.
do. And I don't really feel like there's very many avenues that they're pursuing for kids. Like they made the e-bike thing, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not gonna stop it. So let's look at a way to, okay, you guys wanna do this. Let's make somewhere over here or something you could do. Because technically, like, the town owns the desert now. Like, that's all
Oh, yeah, it got
annexed.
annexed,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like, okay, maybe we could create something for these kids and, I don't know, like, what it would take, but just create more avenues for them to do the things they wanna do.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy. Everything takes money and all that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
but
Money and time, and then especially being a town,
yeah.
like, you gotta go through the town council, get everything voted upon, like, it's not just, "Hey, what do you guys wanna do today? Let's go do it." Like
Yeah, and then it's the same. I remember being a little kid, and we used to be able to go, like, play at the Little League field,
yeah.
and now they can't do that,
Yeah, I rem
which is understandable
yeah,
given the way how nice it looks now.
yeah, it looks great now.
Yeah, but it's like, that's just another thing that kinda got taken away, I
Yeah.
guess.
I remember as a kid too going out there and playing all the
Yeah,
time,
when it was dirt.
Yeah, doing, home run derbies and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like, just having fun out there, but yeah, we've gone out there on the weekend one time and got kicked off the field.
Yeah, nobody wants you on that field, and, like, now it makes sense, you got the grass and everything they
Mhm.
just redid. So, it's one of those things that's like, you can be upset about it, but, like, why would you be?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, especially, like, they a lot of money was spent to make it look that way,
yeah,
and unless somebody of responsibility is there
mhm,
to look over it, they don't just want
yeah.
people running in and out because
Eh,
people are
it's even
they're gonna
hard
trash it.
it's even hard, like, after our games and stuff, well, like, we both coach, so it's hard, like, they want it maintained, like, a certain way, and they
Yeah.
were trying to tell, like, us, "Oh, yeah, like, after your game," and I told them straight up, I was like, "Hey, if there's certain parameters to this, like, I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole because I'm not gonna be the one blamed when it's not
Yeah.
the way that you want it."
And we've yet to have our first game, so I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll hear about it next week about what we
really?
gotta do, yeah.
That's yeah, I mean, it is a nice field.
Yeah.
It really is, but like I said, it's just one more thing that got taken away from them. And then it's also kinda like when school's out for the kids in town, once the pool's the only option, I feel like, when it's
Yeah.
so
I
hot.
mean, yeah, it's so hot, like, they got the Hive they can go to in the summer,
Yeah,
which is air conditioning, but, I mean, that's still limited space, right? Like, you're not gonna fit every single kid from the school up there, but, I
yeah.
mean, you don't have to either, but
And I know that I definitely do like that because my little brother likes it because they have, like, the 3D printer and stuff, and that's, like,
yeah.
stuff that I'm into. Like, I have a 3D printer in the house, but to me, I know it's like what we're going towards is technology, but I try to avoid that
Yeah.
with my kids specifically. Like, I don't know if you noticed this as a dad, but, like, the days if I gave my kids a tablet versus if I don't, their attitude's completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the kids nowadays, like, their whole life revolves around technology.
Yeah.
Like, there's even at school, they're gonna go and they deal with technology. Like, when I grew up, we went to a computer lab. Like, we didn't have tablets.
Big old
Yeah,
the
we had to
towers.
go in there and log into the big Macintosh computers and, we play Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
But, like, the the, uh, the technology that's available now is just it's crazy, like, the kids are I mean, you could tell them something like, "Hey, this fact," and then they're
2
they're Googling
seconds
yeah, they're
later.
Googling it and like, "No, you're wrong. Here's the information off Google." It's the right information right here.
And it's crazy to think. So, I don't know if you believe, like, that we went to the moon or any of that, but, like,
Okay,
this
okay.
phone has, like, more technology than, like, we had when we went to the moon.
If you look back, like, those computers, the supercomputers they
Yeah.
had, like, they were giant, you know? Yeah, like, this phone is, like, outrageous compared to those, and
Oh,
it fits
yeah.
in your hand, you know?
Yeah. And the amount of things that you could do on them is just
Oh, yeah.
insane
I
to
mean,
me.
yeah,
Like, the
it's
fact that you have a camera, like, that alone, remember you used to freaking winding it up,
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then now you're just like, "Doom,"
Yeah,
done.
like, I mean, yeah, these phones are we went, on a hunt last year, and we had no cell service where we're at,
Mhm.
and I was, looking and I went to text my wife, and I pulled open my phone looking at it, and it said, "Do you wanna send this text over satellite?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "Sure."
And it has you
Yeah, it has me, like, rotate around, and it's like, "Okay, you're aligned right here," and then
stay
you
here.
hold your phone there,
Yeah.
and sure enough, it shows it, like, sending, sends it, then all of a sudden, a couple minutes later, boom, I receive a text, and I'm like, "This is awesome."
Mhm.
And then it's funny because I got Verizon, then my buddy's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm texting my wife." He's like, "Bro, I got T-Mobile, I got 5 bars." He's like, "Do you wanna just call her?" I'm like,
That's
"Oh." I'm
crazy.
like, "Really, bro? Where are the 4s?" He's like, "Oh, well, yeah, I got T-Mobile, it's good." I'm like, "Alright."
Yeah. Did you watch any of that stuff about the like, them going to the moon recently?
No, I haven't watched any of that, bro, like
Really?
yeah,
So, me personally, I think it's full of shit.
really?
Dude, so they were up there and there was no, like, pictures being sent, no, like, live
No
feeds,
live
no
streams?
like, dude, they called the president from the moon in 1969, but, like, how come we're not seeing what you're doing now?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, "Oh, yeah, here's all the imaging, blah, blah."
Hmm,
And it's like,
interesting. Do you think we went to the moon back in
"No,
1969? No?
I don't believe we've ever went."
No? Okay,
No,
alright.
because what for one, I don't that space race shit is bull. Like,
Really?
what would we gain from spending that much money to go to the moon, right? And then we went, and then we
Bragging rights,
somehow
bro.
but we lost the technology.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, "Oh, yeah, we don't have those." Like, we don't and they don't have, like, any of the footage, any of the things. I just maybe we got close, but I don't believe we
But what
ever,
about all
like
those space rocks they got?
that's bullshit, dude.
They just manufacture them.
Who's to say? Have you ever seen them?
No, I've never
That's
seen
what I'm saying. Like,
moon dirt.
it's just it's one of those things where it's like, how can you even, like, believe it? It's so long ago that
But, like, don't you think we could go look at the moon right now with a telescope and see, like
I believe the Earth's flat, so let's
oh, come on, bro,
so
dude.
let's
Come on.
first you have to believe in the moon,
Okay, alright.
but
So you think it's just a dot in the sky?
no, I believe it's like a space station, but
Oh,
anyway,
but so if it's a station, then we've been there.
no,
No,
I
okay.
believe it's like what
It's unattainable?
yeah,
Alright.
like, we can't get out of our actual atmosphere is what I believe.
It just keeps going and you just can't
No, like, we have a cap,
oh, okay.
like, there's a force that keeps us on Earth.
You're not messing with me right
No,
now.
I'm so
You're
serious.
serious right
I'm
now.
so dead
So you
ass.
think Earth is flat,
Yeah,
and you think there's a cap on Earth.
yeah, the firmament.
Okay.
Have you ever looked up Project High Jump?
I have not.
So it's a thing where they try to go over the ice wall,
Oh, okay, okay.
and then they saw shit that they didn't wanna see, so then they left it alone, and that's why so when you start looking at it as, like, a whole piece instead of just, like, the Earth's flat, right?
Yeah.
Think about, like, the Antarctic Treaty, okay? There's all this bullshit, like, we're talking about we went to the moon for what? Bragging rights,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So how come nobody tries to, like, conquer Antarctica,
Yeah. Well,
right?
it's too harsh.
What the hell? You just said we went to the moon for that reason.
But they're not planning on conquering it and living
They
there,
technically
staying there.
did, they planted a flag.
W there's plenty of flags planted on Antarctica.
Okay, but so anyway, Antarctic Treaty has never been broken.
Yeah,
They only go there, they do what they do, and they leave.
yeah.
Why?
Bro, you been out in the cold?
But it's not that's the thing about it, that's a misconception, it's not always cold there. There's some days where it's like 70 degrees and sunny.
In Antarctica.
Yes.
Bro, I don't know, I haven't fact checked the weather in
I
Antarctica,
swear.
but I don't think it's
There's
s
literally pictures of people with, obviously, the conditions are always gonna be, like, somewhat cold, right?
yeah.
But they're not, like, extreme cold. Like, there's temperatures sometimes where, like, in Alaska, it's colder than Antarctica.
I mean, I could see that, like, we have temperatures that are colder than certain regions, but, like, I know Antarctica is they say, is one of the driest climates in the world.
Yeah, there's no rain
Yeah,
or
there's no rain, there's no humidity down there that
yeah, but that's just what makes me question it, and then you're just not allowed to go,
I mean, I'm sure you if you wanted to, you could go,
not
but
without permission.
who do you gotta get permission from?
The government,
Whose government?
anybody's, whoever's part of that treaty.
Oh, okay.
It's only for, like, researches and stuff, and there's people that say, like, "Oh, I have a buddy that's going for college, blah, blah." Yeah, with permission. You're not allowed to fly over it. You're not allowed to, like,
So what
circumnavigate
do you
it.
think's down there?
Something that they don't want us to see. There's
Yeah, I
something
don't know about
beyond that.
I just think it's cold. I mean, I've worked out in the cold, and it's not fun.
So have I, but it's not that's one of
Like, I
those
don't wanna
things
go
where
out there where it's like
we're not going over there just because it's cold.
I just don't think there's anything there to sustain life
But we
for
climb
humans.
Mount Everest.
It's not
Why do we do that, but we don't go to
we don't do this. People that
that?
do so speaking of Mount Everest, did you see all the, hype about the, insurance fraud? Like what are they? The people from Nepal that take them up there,
Like the monks?
not the monks, they're, there's a certain name that, like, not the Eskimos, but, the people that take them up
Let's see.
the mountain. Well, they, apparently were, like, putting baking soda in their food and their drinks to make them sick.
Like dehydrating?
Well, it would, like, simulate,
Sherpas, right?
Sherpas. Yes,
Okay.
the Sherpas were putting baking soda in, like, their hikers, like, their clients' food and drinks, and it would simulate the same experience of them being, like, having elevation sickness, and so they would get up the mountain, they would start getting sick, having all these symptoms, and so then have to airback them. I guess there's, like, a big thing where the insurances were, being frauded, like, over, like, $20,000,000 from the Sherpas from them poisoning their clients.
This was like a real thing.
Yeah, like a real thing, like, you probably Google it right now, it'll
Let's
pop up.
see.
It's probably fake, it probably just something popped up on my Facebook, and I'm like,
Probably
"Oh, dude,
AI.
this is real." It's something completely fake.
No, it's dead ass real, dude. Everest guides accused of poisoning foreign climbers, Mount Everest. $20,000,000.
At least I had the number right.
That's that's crazy.
So, I mean, not everyday people are going up Everest. Like, it's cold up
Yeah,
there.
you gotta train. That's like a
Yeah,
training, right?
and, like, people that die up there, they're
They leave
there.
there,
Yeah, they
right?
leave
Yeah.
them because it's too dangerous to
I
bring them out.
I have seen that. There's like the green boots
Yeah,
person. There's like
like Blue Jacket or whatever it is.
yeah,
Yeah, that I mean, can you imagine, like, you train your life to go up this mountain?
and you die.
You go and then you die, and now you're just a mile
Do
marker.
you think though so a lot of those people that I see doing that are kinda like people that like they might have parents and stuff, but they don't really have like family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
can
do you
see
think
that.
some of those people is just like nobody ever I don't wanna say care because they might have people that care about them, but they're just kind of people it's like they don't really like they're doing that shit because they don't have
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not, like a husband with a
yeah.
wife with 4 young kids at home. Like, I mean, there's
Th
probably
yeah, there's probably
that
people that
there's
done
probably
it,
1,000 people that have done it that
but
are
the
like that.
chances of that
But
because I couldn't do it
no,
to,
like,
like, train for it and then go and
like,
take the
what do you
trip.
think the expense is to climb Mount Everest?
We could probably Google that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's expensive. Like, I'm not pulling that off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, sit my wife and kids down and be like, "Hey, guys,
What do you think it cost?
I would say $150,000."
It says it costs anywhere from 40 to 100 grand.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, are you gonna convince your family like, "Hey, I'm gonna spend 50 grand to go climb Mount Everest?" Like, that's I mean, even if you looked at your finances, be like, "Okay, I'm gonna set aside 50 Gs
Just to do this?
just to do this."
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff I could do with 50 Gs that I
And
would rather do before I climb Mount Everest.
for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could do with 50 Gs.
Yeah. Like, you could buy yeah, you could buy a brand new truck that you could drive more than once.
Yeah, yeah,
And to me, it's like you're not gonna be the first person and you're not gonna be the last.
and even if you pay for it, you're not guaranteed to make it.
Yeah.
Like, it's, "Hey, if we get up there and the weather's good, we'll take a shot at it, and we'll see
What's
if we make it."
what's something that you've, like, wanted to do in your life that you think is achievable?
Like
Like
an adventure?
I get maybe like more like a goal or something like
Oh, man. Um,
mine personally, like right now is like hopefully soon I do is like just to go to like Paris
I
and see that.
honestly have oh, it's gonna hate me for this, but I have no desire
To do that.
to travel to any other country.
Why?
I mean, this probably sounds so dumb. Like, I don't wanna go to a place where I don't know what's going on. I don't know the culture, I don't know the language, like, I can't understand the people sitting next to me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably go to a restaurant in the valley and be in the same situation,
You know,
right?
like 90% of them speak English still, right?
Yeah, probably, but, like, going, like, over there and traveling, like, I've gone to Mexico, like, I've gone to Rocky Point.
That's crazy because that's something I will never do.
Really? And,
I
like,
don't
it
have no
was
business there.
yeah, and it was funny because we went and I was like, "Man, like, how am I gonna order food?" But then I realized, oh, tacos and burritos are the same thing in Spanish as they are here, like,
Yeah.
I'm good to go. I'm like, I don't need to know anything special.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely maybe just that, but so Sherelle's gone, right? My sister. And like one day she was like in London, then the next day she's like in Paris.
Yeah,
So you don't, I
you can
guess like,
travel all around
yeah,
there, like,
but
I
you really
was
wouldn't want to do that? That's like,
no, like, I mean, ah, maybe one day, but, like, there's a lot of the United States I'd wanna go see before I ever go do that.
yeah,
Like, I would wanna go to Yellowstone, like, I don't wanna go see, like go to Niagara Falls, like, go see stuff like that, like, just go around, like, the Everglades would probably be cool. Like, go see a manatee,
yeah.
like, you can't even touch those things.
That stuff's kind of weird being around that.
Yeah, like, it's
Yeah.
something that we're not used to.
So something I think about every day is like we see saguaro cactuses, right?
Yeah,
And we kind of get like tired of it. It's like, it's just a cactus. But then there's people that wake up every day that see something we'll never see in our life.
100%, like, all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, living in the rainforest and, like, just a whole different type of environment. It's like,
Yeah. So like even that, the Amazon, I was looking that up and there's like I think it was like 90 some percent of it is like completely unexplored.
oh, yeah.
And
Like,
so
every
it's
time they go down there, they find a new species of bug or plant,
yeah.
like, stuff that's just never been seen before.
Yeah, that's kinda scary too, right? When you think about it, like, you think about, like, the megalodon and those type of
Well,
things,
yeah, I
and
mean,
you're
I'm
like,
not
"It could be out there." We
well,
just
like, the ocean, a lot of it's unexplored, like, it's just
yeah.
so vast, like, even outer space, if you will,
Yes.
you know?
If we've been
Oh,
there.
do you believe in aliens?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, but
I believe they know
so,
more
are
about
they
us.
outside of our bottle cap?
No, I believe that they live here with us.
Oh, with us?
Like, so, NASA was originally created, like, to explore the oceans, right?
Okay,
So
I didn't know that.
they was created, they did some exploration, and then whoever made the decision said, "Nah, let's go up instead of down."
Mm,
So when you think about it, you have like the city of Atlantis, you have like all this stuff, Antarctica, underneath it, what's there? We don't know.
yeah,
And then you have like things like the Bermuda Triangle, which is obviously like, I don't know if you know this, but in the Bermuda Triangle, there's no evidence to show that planes or boats disappear there more than anywhere else.
mm,
But you just have like all this stuff that's untouched by people.
yeah,
And it's like, why? Why are we leaving it alone?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Why are we worried about what's above us, but we're not worried about what's here with us?
yeah,
Because
I
for
get that.
all you know, like have you seen Battleship, the movie?
Yeah,
Like, you know how that big old thing comes out of water? How do you know that's not under there? Wouldn't you want to know
yeah,
that?
like, do you hunt?
I wouldn't say I'm a hunter, no.
Okay, like, there's all the different units you can hunt,
Yeah, I know
right?
that stuff. Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, like, I like the units close to town,
Hmm.
and, like, I feel like these units are so big that you could literally hunt any area you wanted to
And not touch the
and
same.
not touch the same place.
Hmm.
Like, some units are smaller, okay, yeah, you might, circle back around, but there's so many different hills and valleys and different things, like, you could
Yeah.
like, especially, like, what is it, 24B or 24A
Yeah,
above us,
yeah, yeah.
like, that area is vast, and there's
Yeah.
not roads that go all the way through it.
It's like, that's like where you go up towards, like, the switchbacks kinda,
Yeah,
right? So it's
and,
like you
like
go up far enough, you have, like, that apple orchard?
yeah,
Like, that's what you're saying, like,
yeah, you
this
can go anywhere back there.
yeah,
Like, you can go up toward, all the way towards Apache Lake, Roosevelt Lake, and Canyon Lake, all these different
yeah.
areas,
That
and you
goes all the way to Young, no?
I think it does.
Yeah, so I've actually hunted that, but on the Roosevelt side, and
Okay.
I get what you're saying because, like, you could end up all the way, like, on the opposite side of Young,
Yeah.
and you're still in the same
Yeah, like, the units are so large,
yeah.
and, like, there's so many different hills, and there's places with no roads. Like, if you have the will to go hike it, you can go anywhere you want.
Is it crazy to you to see, like, the amount of people that hike around Superior?
Mm, no, I don't think so.
No?
I think Spear is a beautiful place. Like, if you go around, there's a lot of different wonders and trails
Yeah.
and things like that. So, like, once you go out there, like, you're I think you're drawn to it.
Have you ever heard of, like, a trail angel?
No.
So, somebody taught me about this in town one time when I was at the bar. So, it's like a person so some of these people, like we were talking about, they don't really have families or anything. They're just out here, like, just walking pretty much.
Yeah.
So, a trail angel is, like, somebody that comes and, like, picks you up and brings you to town so, like, you could re-up. Or they meet you
Oh,
somewhere
okay,
and they
okay.
give you,
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah,
food and
yeah.
stuff, or they let you stay at their house, like
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I never knew the
yeah.
term.
So, I don't know, how many people that, are kinda new to town or whatever watch this, but we actually have a lot of those in town.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do it. And to me, that's good because, like, those people that are doing that, like, sometimes I've seen stuff on, like, TikToks and YouTube and all this, like, other platforms, but they get ambitious with the stuff that they do, and they're, like, out there for days. Like, I just seen a dude that was doing, like, a 30 or no, 300-mile run, and I'm like, "Dude, if there's nobody there, like, waiting for you or expecting you, and you're doing that alone, you might just end up out there because you know as well as I do, if you were to pass out somewhere out there, you're probably getting eaten by something by like the nightfall.
Yeah. Dude, there's some, like, crazy fit people, and, like, you wouldn't think, like, "Oh, dude, this guy can run 100 miles," but, like, they have crazy amount of races. Like, there's a couple guys I work with do, like, ultra marathons,
Yeah.
and, like, they're, like it was, like, a run from, like, Flagstaff down to, like, Black Canyon City.
Dang.
Yeah, and then, like and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna do this weekend." I'm like, "Are
Like
you se"
nothing.
Yeah, like, I'm like, "Are you serious, bro? Like, that's a serious run." They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna be cool." And I'm like, "Bro, like, how long does that take?" And they're like, "Oh, like, 30 hours."
You're like, I get out of breath swimming across my pool.
Oh, yeah, yeah, 100%. Like, I've done a 5K, and, like,
Yeah.
jogged it and was, still winded, whatever, and I've done a bike race, like a 10-mile race, but, like, there's a 100-mile race that goes from, like, Flag up to the Grand Canyon
Yeah.
and back, and it's like, "Are you serious? 100-mile race?"
And I've actually been told too by doctors that that's like the most traumatic thing for your body is running.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it puts so much stress on like your joints and
Yeah, I'm
everything.
good for it.
Yeah.
I'm not running.
I was telling you before we started filming, like I used to love to run. And
Yeah.
now I'm just like, meh.
I
I
like,
won't
I don't
gain kinda like how you traveling, like, I don't care for it. I'm not,
yeah.
like I see a 5K, I'm like, "Cool, I finished that 5K, who's really gonna care?"
Yeah, and I think it's just cool, something to do with, like, your family.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go join a 5K and, like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat everybody here." Like, I'm gonna be the fastest guy that can
Yeah,
do it.
no, I'll never do that.
Like, when I did a bike race a couple years ago, like, I signed up the week of the race. The guy at work was doing it, he's like, "Hey, sign up for this race, like, it's the same trail we ride all the time." I was like, "Alright, cool, yeah, I'll sign up for it." And, like, I think I placed, like, 19th out of, like, 36 people.
That's not bad.
No, like, I was like, "Cool," like, and I was just
Yeah,
shooting, like, I'm like, "Alright,
to
I'm looking to
finish.
get under an hour, like, on the 10-mile loop."
Yeah.
And I think I finished, like, 56 or 57 minutes,
What
something
kind of
like that.
bike was it, like a mountain bike?
Yeah, it's a mountain bike.
Yeah,
It's a specialized I couldn't tell you the model or anything like
yeah.
that, but, I mean, it's got different upgraded parts and stuff on it, but yeah, like, I
I did that during COVID, and then I was out there riding, you know the road that takes you, like, to the TU, the backside of
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
from, like, the main desert road,
Yeah.
and I was coming back. I don't know what it was that ran in front of me, but I hit the front brake, and I flew
Little
straight over the
handlebars. Oh, yeah.
handlebars, and after that, I was like, "Nah, I'm selling this shit.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
no."
Yeah, I've gone over the handlebars of my bike a couple times, like, flying
But,
and, like, messed up my arm and stuff. I'm like, "Alright, I gotta get elbow pads," and
see, and that's, like, stuff you can do around town, but then it's like, do you really wanna spend your time doing it?
dude,
Is,
I used to love riding up to the old tunnel on
mhm.
the old road. I'd take off from the house and cruise up that road, and it sucks riding up there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all elevation gain, but
After you cross that bridge, you're done.
yeah, but the ride down, oh my god, it's exhilarating, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I could ride up there and it'd be, like, 40 minutes from the house, and I'd ride back to my house in 7 minutes. Like, it was just yeah, all downhill.
And then you're riding up Main Street.
Yeah,
Yeah, on
and,
the
like
way there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd just ride up Main, cut over, then go up the old trail, and
Yeah.
then go up there, and I used to love that ride.
Now
Now
you
that it's been closed off,
yeah, I
I'm
was
like,
gonna
"Dude,
say you can't even go, right?
no." Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
every once in a while, I do, like, a desert loop, but it's been probably since last year I've done a ride, but I need to go do it again.
That stuff is fun though, like, you just getting your blood pumping and
Oh, yeah.
going out there and doing that stuff. But I spend most of my time here working on cars and stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Yeah,
I
so
get more out of that once I see when I do a car, like, I get more out of, like, the finished product.
yeah,
It's that's kinda like a silent, what would you say? Like a silent accomplishment.
yeah,
Like, nobody's there to see you do it. Nobody's, like,
yeah,
really but it's like and I don't I personally, I just I'm like, I'd rather do something that people can see, people you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, that I
I
can
like doing
enjoy.
both. I like doing both. Like, I like
Yeah.
working on my stuff, but then, like, going for a bike ride and just, like, coming back and just being dead,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, man, like,
You're in
being
the shower like,
oh, yeah, like, especially when, like, sometimes the pool's cold, I'll
Mhm.
just jump right in there, and it's like, oh, man, like, you just shock your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like, I love doing that, like, just absolutely killing yourself, like, and your legs are just dying, your body's
Yeah.
dying, and just relax, and
It feels good for that moment, but then the next week you're kinda like,
yeah. Well, I like doing it I'm weird, like, I'll do it, like, every day,
Mhm.
and then I won't do it for months, and then I'll go do it, and I go through a cycle, and I'll be doing it, like, every day for a couple months, and then give it up for 6 months.
So do you, like, work out? Like, do you do that, like, consistently? Or,
No,
like you don't
I'm
go to, like, the gym or
no,
anything?
I don't go to gym or
Not
nothing.
at all?
No,
That's
no.
I've been trying to get back into it, so I used to do it a lot, and then I got, like, my appendix taken out, and then after that, I couldn't really work out because they
Yeah,
split my abdomen, obviously, but I've been trying to, but it's kinda like just like I said, finding the time is I'd rather
yeah,
be doing something
but
else.
you got kids and stuff too, so,
Yeah.
I mean, and you're not just sitting
Yeah, I'm
here all
not
day
just by
long.
myself. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it's like if when I have my kids, I'm like, "Hey, can you watch the kids so I can go work out for an hour?"
yeah.
And then it's also not that fun by yourself.
No,
It's like something you wanna
it's
do.
boring. That's why I
Yeah.
like, riding my mountain bike. 'Cause you go out and you get to see the scenery and stuff like that. Then,
Yeah.
you throw your headphones on, you can play whatever tunes you want. Like, you go to the gym, like, I don't know, I've never been a big gym guy. Like, I mean, I guess it'd be different if I had somebody that was able to go with me, but, I mean, like, you know, all your buddies work too.
Yeah,
So, you can't be
exactly.
like, "Hey, every day we're gonna go out," unless you work the same
That's
exact shift.
that's kinda like even with this, like, podcast we're having and, like, navigate it, you know what I mean? So it's, like, even worse. Like, say we were gonna go to the gym and you're trying to do that, like, daily,
Just gotta film it at the gym doing reps.
and that'd be so crazy.
Just like, "Alright, it's your turn," and just pumping and talking at the same time.
Everybody's gonna be like, "I didn't know Benji was 13. Where's his muscles?"
Right.
No, yeah. No, I have actually we were talking about so we got I guess everybody can let us know if this is something that you'd be interested in because we got, like, the little mics that you could put on your shirt,
Oh, yeah.
and I was thinking of doing a podcast, like, driving around in, like, my truck, like, my older truck, and just, like, cruising town and, just talking about, like, town and stuff like that, and kinda letting people see like, trying to set the camera up best I can to let people see, like, more about, like, where we live and stuff.
You ought to do it and talk about memories you had, like, when you were a kid, and, like, all the stuff you used to do.
There's a dude, I did
Like,
some
cruiser
stupid
yeah.
shit,
Oh,
man.
yeah, dude, I think we all did
So
growing up here.
you know that hill behind, like, the library?
Okay.
So, like, one time we were going down that hill and then just, like, turning onto Main Street, like,
Yeah.
blindly,
Yeah.
like, not even paying
No
attention.
cares in the world.
And then it was like how you were saying, so I got home and I asked my dad, like, "Hey, can my buddy spend the night?" My dad's like, "No, I already heard what you were doing on Main Street, like, blah, 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 he
Yeah.
coulda got hit by a car." And then I was like, "Dang." And then, we used to do stuff like that all the time, or riding, like, one time we rode our bikes to the jungle.
Yeah.
Like, why were we in the jungle at, like,
Yeah.
10 years old?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you called your parents and told them like, "Hey, mom, dad, we're gonna
Definitely
hit the
did
jungle."
not,
Yeah.
definitely did not. And there was a lot of stuff I did as a kid and as a teenager that's, like, questionable on if I should have been in that
Oh, yeah.
situation.
100%.
Yeah, because it's like now if I did it at the age I am, like 25, it might be okay, but it's like, why was I doing it at 15?
Well, imagine if your kids started running around doing stuff like that.
Oh, I'd be
Yeah.
pissed.
Like, well, now you got, like, Life 360, all these different things where you can see where
Yeah.
your kids are at. Like, I look where my kids are at all the time. And, like, if it was back in the day, like, "Yo, where's my kid at?" You pull 'em up, like, "What the hell are they doing in the jungle?" Like, they're just out there
Yeah,
chilling.
and then you're calling them.
Yeah.
Like, "What the hell?" But then if they're like, "Oh, I'm just with my friends," it's like, are you gonna drive out there and embarrass them, or are you gonna trust them?
Well
You gotta kinda split that decision.
I mean, I don't like, I coach, my daughter and her friends.
Yeah,
So, like, I know all of her friends, and I don't know, they probably think I'm just the annoying dad too, but I think I'm alright with them,
yeah,
so I'm sure if I pulled up and just checked in, like, "Yo, you guys good? Alright, cool." Like, my mom used to do that when I was growing up, like, we'd go to camp at Oak Flats, and she'd just pull up after work
yeah.
and be like, "Yo, you guys good?" We'd be like, "Yeah, we're chilling." She'd be
It's
like,
not
"Alright."
like, "What the hell?" It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then she'd be like, "Oh, I brought you guys pizza." And I'm like, "Cool, alright." Like, "Alright, see you guys tomorrow."
yeah. Yeah, that stuff's cool, and that like you're saying, it's, like, hard to even allow that
Yeah.
anymore, and that's what sucks about it, and it's not even just here in town, it's just everywhere, like, I'm sure when you were younger too, like, when you were able to drive and stuff, you guys probably went down to the mall
Mhm.
and did stuff like that, and it's like now, say, like, your kid was like, "Hey, I'm going to the mall with my friends, can I get some money?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Damn, I gotta give this motherfucker, like, 200 bucks."
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Like,
Hey,
there's no
I
way.
wanna buy a couple sets of jeans and some hangers.
Yeah.
Eh,
No, yes,
like,
exactly.
"I need 300 bucks." Like, "Really,
Yeah.
dude?"
No, so I went and bought some shirts at Tilly's, and that cost me, like, $145
Yeah.
for 5 shirts, and I'm like, "What in the world is happening
Yeah.
now?"
The price of stuff is outrageous.
That's something I was talking to somebody about. It's scary, like, raising kids in this world now
Yeah.
because it's like, damn, they have to grow up, and it's just only getting worse, it's not getting better.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, yes and no. Like,
yeah,
they got technology at their fingers,
yeah,
they can if they really wanted to apply themselves, they could be like, "Hey, what is the next most demanding job out there?" And it
yeah.
will tell them like, "Hey, you need to go into this field." They could be like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna," or "Where can I go make $500,000 a year?"
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, the
Yeah.
technology's there, it's how you're gonna use it,
The
right?
only bad part is what it costs you to get to that point.
Correct. I mean, a lot of it is will and drive,
Yeah.
applying yourself and, going out there and doing a day's work, but
So that's what I had a buddy that, he would always say, like, he didn't want his kids to, like, see what money was like at a young age,
yeah.
like, to see what it felt like to get, like, a nice paycheck or to get money because it deters you away from, like, chasing that education.
I don't think this world's all designed around education. I mean, I'm in a blue collar job, and I think blue collar is gonna be around forever.
Yeah.
I don't think technology can ever take that away. I mean, somebody's gotta build it.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
do I want all my kids to go into blue collar jobs? No. I want my kids to go be more successful than I. And whether that be them being a family person, they I mean, who knows? Any one of my kids could meet the right person, and that person, they can make a decision, "Hey, stay home with the kids, raise the kids, do this."
Mhm.
And if my kids are happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, so that's what I think it's like a misconception, like, that blue collar work is bad. That's like, oh, because what it comes from is back in the day where like you had an office job and you're like a nice clean person, you get to wear a suit, and then like the blue collars like coal miners or something, like you're
Yeah.
always dirty, whatever. But I think people don't understand like the money is there in blue collar
Oh,
fields.
100%.
Like there's money there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and especially say like you didn't work for somebody else, say you went and you started your own business and you built that, like the money is there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather make that money with no education without spending 200,000 than go and spend 200,000 and be paying that off for the rest of my
Oh,
life.
absolutely. But I mean, everybody's got a job they don't wanna do.
There's
Like,
some jobs I will not do.
yeah, and you'll be like, "You know what? I'll be happy to pay somebody to do this job for me."
Yeah.
And that person's like, "Why don't they wanna do this? This is the easiest job in the world."
Mhm.
Like, I all the remodeling I've done in my house, I've done poured concrete, laid tile, all this stuff. I will not texture and, tape seams
Yeah.
on drywall. Like,
Yeah.
I am not
I'll hang it.
I've tried it,
Yeah.
and I am terrible at it, and
Yeah.
I will gladly pay somebody, and I call those guys that do it. "Hey, I got this job for you," and they're like, "Absolutely, no problem," and they come and get it done in a day, but I'm like it's like, "Could I have done it?" "Yeah, but it would've taken me a week."
One thing that I will not do is paint a wall,
"Really?"
like a house. Like, I'll paint a car all day,
"Yeah."
right? Easy, that's easy money. I will not paint a wall.
"Oh, yeah."
I
I see,
hate
I don't mind painting at all.
I
I
hate
don't like
that.
doing the edges. My
Yeah.
wife loves doing the edges. She'll say, "I'll paint as many square feet as you want," and
Yeah.
she'll do all the edges, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Perfect." Like,
That's just one of those jobs I've never
yeah,
like, if somebody's like, "Hey, I'll pay you $1,000,000 to paint," I'd be like, "Ooh."
you'd have to think
I
about it.
guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, "Oh, man, $1,000,000?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, but like you're saying, like, redoing your own house and stuff, that's cool because that's, like, stuff, like, once you get done with it, it feels good.
Oh,
And
yeah.
regardless on if you paid for it, so there's a lot of people that talk shit, it's like, "Oh, you coulda just done that yourself, you coulda just done this, you coulda done that." And it's like, "Okay, I go to work and I have enough time away, why do I wanna spend the only downtime I have, like, doing this? I'd
Yeah,
rather just pay somebody." Like, there's certain things that I think of like that,
yeah.
you know what I
We
mean?
we've done I mean, we lived in our house, we had it all tore up,
Yeah.
and, like, we had, like, plastic sheeting lined in every room,
Yeah,
barricading it all.
protecting your stuff.
Yeah, and we've had our entire house out in the front yard as little canopy, just keeping it so it doesn't get wet just because we were redoing a room and stuff, but, like,
Yeah,
it's a process.
and it sucks that it costs so much now to do that type of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's nothing's
crazy.
cheap, and, like, even the price of certain things, like, I was building
Mhm.
the gate I have up, and I had to go buy, rollers. Well, I think I bought 2 at first, and then we were doing it, we decided, "Hey, we need to go get another one." And it was probably, like, 6 months, around COVID time, went back, and those rollers had doubled in price. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, a metal roller was like 50 bucks,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, they were 100 bucks each. I'm like, "God." Well, then after we got it all built, I had 3 rollers on it. We installed it, we decided, "Hey, let's take out the middle roller."
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, it's there, but we ended up taking the roller
Yeah.
out, so I'm like, "I spent 100 bucks on that one roller because we needed it, now we don't even need it."
Did you worked the same job during COVID?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. How was that like,
It was sketchy, bro. Like,
really?
it was when COVID came, like, there was a big unknown,
Oh, for sure.
like, they gave us paperwork saying, "Oh, you're a," what was that?
Almost like temporary.
It wasn't temporary, it was like a
Essential?
essential worker.
Okay.
So, we had all this paperwork, and I remember driving to work and, like, home from work and nobody being on the roads. And I
Yeah.
was driving down, like, towards the Phoenix Zoo and nothing. Like, you'd drive home, maybe 1 car you'd see on the road, and it's like, "Dude, what's going on?" Like,
Yes.
this is crazy.
So when I had my daughter and my son technically, like, during COVID, and we would, like, go to the hospital if she
Yeah.
wasn't feeling good or something, and then we got to the point where it's kinda like it's too scary to go
Yeah.
because you don't wanna be there.
With everybody that's sick.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we went. I'm pretty sure I had COVID in the hospital with my daughter,
Yeah.
but then it's like they're saying like, "Oh, yeah, she's a newborn baby, so it doesn't affect her." And it's like, "We know this already?"
Yeah.
Like, and it was a big old Big ol'
COVID was a scary time.
Do you think that would be, like, the worst thing you've ever experienced in your life? Or, like, the, like, most, like, fearful thing?
Do you remember when, man, it was probably in 2016, there was a measles outbreak
Yeah.
in, like, Kearney,
Okay, I do
and,
remember
like, it
this.
happened, like, at Disneyland or something.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we were looking, and I was working in that area, and there was like, "Oh, that it's at the mines, it's all these places,
Mhm.
people have measles." I was looking, I'm like, "Well, my kids are young, like, do they have measles? Do I have a measles
Yeah.
vaccination?" So, like, I ended up calling the clinic up here, and they're like, "All the records from, like, when you came to us are in a Connex box somewhere. Like, we have no idea to tell you you've had it or not." And, like, I'm looking through my records at home, like, well, I don't have my shot record, so I ended up going and calling the doctor. I'm like, "Hey, can I go get a measles vaccination?" Like, "Well, have you had it?" I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Well, it's not gonna hurt you to get it again." I'm like, "Cool, sign me up." And, like, my kids were too young at that time to
To
even
get
get
it?
it, and so I'm like, "Man," like, I was nervous that I might contract it and bring it
Yeah.
home to my kids. But it never happened. But like COVID, like I think we've all gone through it now at my house. So I guess that was more scary, but you know, knowing that they could get measles and stuff like that too was also scary.
Yeah, that is kinda scary. I think with COVID, it was more scary just because like, nobody knew. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't know what was gonna happen.
And you hear people getting it and then just being like extreme cases.
Yeah, so, essentially, like, the way I consider it, like, COVID is kinda like how my dad passed away because he got it.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was, like, on oxygen and stuff for, like, the next year and stuff, and then he only was, like, able to get up, like, couldn't really catch his breath,
Yeah.
and then eventually, like, it just led to other stuff. So I believe it's still out there, like, the effects of it, because I remember I got it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I was what? I would have been 19,
Yeah.
20, and that shit, man, like, destroyed me.
Really.
My
Yeah.
back was hurting, I
I
couldn't
had it and it was
breathe.
like 24 hours sickness,
Really?
and that was it. Yeah, I was fine.
So we had went to California, like, right before it came out. Like, it came out in, like, March. We went to California, like, the end of February, and then we all got home. It was, like, me, my mom, my sister, her husband, my kid's mom, like, all these people got home sick as shit, dude, for, like, a
Really?
week, and then all of a sudden, like, COVID comes out, but there was no test
Yeah.
at that time. There was definitely no vaccine. I still haven't got vaccinated for it, but it was just like, "Damn, bro,"
Dang.
it could have been.
Yeah.
It very well could have been. We were in California and that, they say where it came from and
Yeah.
Disneyland and all that stuff. So it's terrifying to think though that could have been like a bioweapon or something.
Could've been. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, like it could have been to, eliminate some of the population or that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it as it ties into like social security, think about like most of the people that passed away already had like underlying
Older,
conditions
yeah.
or were like getting ready to go on to social security.
Yeah.
And then boom, you yeah, so to get back to, like, the question I'd asked you, like, a goal or something you have in your
Cool.
life.
Yeah. Like, I wanna do stuff with my kids. I love doing having new experiences with them, taking them out hunting, going exploring different places, but doing that with my kids
Mhm.
is, like, something that I love doing, and, like, going as a family, like, seeing new places that we've never been before.
Yeah. Like, almost like a road trip, like a whole
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I think one day to be able to go on a road trip, like, there's a couple guys I work with that have gone, like, taken a 2-week vacation and towed their trailer and gone up just to, like, Yellowstone and worked their way down the California coast,
That'd be cool.
and it's like, that'd be so much fun
Yeah.
and just, like, cover miles, and take off and go see all these different places. Like, I had a buddy that goes every year up to, Colorado,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Dude, it's amazing."
So that's something that, like, having kids young, I have a lot of friends that are like, "Oh, like, didn't it ruin your life or this and that?" And to
No,
me,
heck no.
I'm like, it makes it so much more enjoyable. So, last week, I got to take my son to his first D-backs game.
Yeah.
And seeing him so my son, like, hates loud noises and stuff, and seeing him enjoy it, like, we were sitting there, we're watching this thing, they started playing, like, like, you know how they play the videos on the jumbotron?
Yeah.
They're playing this video, the roof's closed, everything, and then all of a sudden, like, the video ends, and then the roof goes open, and it's like, I've never seen the Diamondbacks roof open like this fast in my life, or
Yeah.
let alone open in general, like, it's either open or it's not, you know?
Yeah, open or closed.
And so, like, we're sitting there, me and him are watching it together, and then boom, it goes open. The daylight comes through, the panels open, and he's just losing his mind, like a little 4-year-old little boy, you know,
That's
like,
awesome.
and he's already the first time in a stadium or
Yeah.
something. And so it just makes stuff more enjoyable, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it makes the memories more because I remember doing stuff by myself too, but then it's like you're creating that for them. You're
Yeah.
creating what you had when you were a kid for them, so
Yeah.
I completely get, like, where you're coming from as
Like
doing that type of
I've
stuff.
taken my kids hunting and stuff, and, like, when my son shot his first deer,
Yeah.
like, that experience was a million times better than when I shot my first deer.
Yeah.
Like, being able to go do that with them and then, like, "Okay, you shot it, now where's it at? Let's go get it," and, like, going with them and having them,
Yeah.
like, they turn around and ask you, "Hey, where are we going?" It's like, "Oh, you're navigating, like, you take us there, like, it's your trip. You
Yeah.
let's do this."
And you're
Yeah.
proud of them
Oh, yeah.
and, like, yourself.
Yeah, and, like, it's a doing that kinda stuff is hard. Like, you're not just gonna wake up one morning and be like, "You know what? I'm gonna go hunting today." And,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna grab a pocket knife, throw it in my pocket, and I'm gonna you know, some people probably do,
Mhm.
but you gotta have a lot of experience to be able to go and clean up an animal and do all these different things. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just something you, like, read about, like, "Oh, I can absolutely do
And
this."
and that's a reason why I don't do it
Yeah.
because I wasn't brought up around that.
Yeah, neither was I.
I was brought up around, like, the cars, so, like, anything with that, like, I could do that all day, like, I could wake up and be like, "Hey, I wanna wire up a freaking, wiring harness
Yeah.
today," like, nothing. But I could never be like, "Oh, I wanna go buy a tag and shoot a deer," because there's a lot more to it than that,
Oh,
and not to
100%.
mention the money you have to spend to even get to that
Yeah.
point.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
shooting whatever, and making an ethical shot, but then
Yeah.
having the equipment to make that shot and do all that
Yeah.
stuff, like, it's not just, go to Walmart and spend $100 and
And
go
I
do it.
I guess that's one of those things where you talk about, like, guys' hobbies, like, you have the difference between, like, what guys, like to do,
Yeah.
and it's like, I have everything in here to do what I like to do versus, like, some people, they spend their money other places, like, some people, I'll go spend $1,200 on a paint gun versus some guys, they'll go spend $1,200 on a scope,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or they'll go spend 3 grand on
Or
a
you
real
got the
gun.
people that spend $1,200 on the paint gun and $1,200 on the scope
Yeah,
and twelve hundred
yeah.
bucks on this and
And that's
1,200 on
just
that.
to me, I just can't. I do that stuff where I get into, like, random hobbies,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, invest all my money into this for, like, the week or, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I've got to the point where I realize, like, okay, is this something I'm really gonna pursue and do
I'm
often?
glad you got to that point. You're,
Yeah.
what, 25?
It's definitely
'Cause I
bad.
am not there yet. Like, I will
Yeah.
have a new hobby that comes up and get into it and be like, "This is" like mountain biking.
Yeah.
Like, I went and did it, borrowed a bike, and, like, this is fun. Next thing you know, you're spending $500 on a bike. Then
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, well, I can upgrade this, upgrade that." And then next thing you know, you got $1,500 into a bike.
And you're on Facebook Marketplace
Oh,
looking
yeah,
for
100%. Yeah, like, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I just scroll marketplace and be like, "Oh, what can I get myself into?" pretty much.
Yeah, that's what kinda sucks. So, you sold stuff on Facebook
Oh, yeah.
Marketplace, and it's like getting people out here that like, people don't wanna come out here, even if it's
No.
a good deal, like, they're like, "Oh, I thought you were in surprise. I
Yeah,
thought it said
all the time.
surprise."
All the
And I'm
time.
like, "Oh, my bad, bro."
Yeah, a
Like,
lot of the times, though, because I work in the valley, I
yeah,
will meet people down there, but I've had people drive up here, it depends what you're selling, but
yeah,
they're like, "I'll be there right now." And, like, I've been the same way. I see a good deal, and I'm like, "I'll be there in 20 minutes." And it's in Globe, like, I'm
yeah.
grabbing the keys, and I'm headed out the door now.
That's definitely how I am too, like, if I see something I want that person to respond because, like, I want that now. I might not want it in an hour.
Yeah.
Like, just give me
Yep.
like
Eh yeah, I've told people, like, they'll have something for $50, and I am notorious at lowballing people. Like, I will
Yeah.
hit them at 50% of their price just to see what they say, and if they're like, "Ah, get out of here," I'm like, "Well, well, at least we're talking.
Mhm.
Like, you wanna meet in the middle? Where are you at?" Because some people, they'll put a price on something, they know they're high,
Mhm.
and it's like, "Well, I'm gonna talk them down," I'm gonna play this game. I love playing that game, messaging people back and forth,
Yeah.
and people probably hate me on
It
Marketplace.
sucks when it happens to you, though.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it
I don't
sucks.
mind because I know the game.
Yeah.
It's like somebody will hit me and be like, $20. I'm like, "Listen, like, I got it listed at this. Like, let's meet at this price, or we can be done talking."
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, you don't gotta be rude." I'm like, "Bro, like, come on, I
What
know the game."
what I do is if somebody lowballs me, I'll just open the message and just leave it closed, and
Oh,
then they'll
yeah.
message you back like, "Okay, what about this? What
Yeah.
about this price?" I'm like, "Alright, okay, now we're more in the ballpark."
Yeah.
'Cause, like, usually you have your price and you set it high, but you know, like, where you're at. You know, like, "Okay, I have this. I'm putting it for 4 grand. I need 3."
Yeah.
And so somebody's like, "Oh, 2,500." Like, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't.
But then again, too, if you wanna sell it
Yeah, it depends on how badly you need to sell it.
like, I love those posts, somebody will be on Marketplace and be like, "Gotta sell it this weekend, $4,000 firm." And it's like,
I'll wait till Sunday when it's still there.
yeah, so you don't have to sell it this weekend, you just are saying that. But
Yeah.
then you got people too, you'll hit them up and they'll be like, "OBO." It's like, OBO is my best friend. That I when I see those 3 letters, I'm all over it. Like,
What do you think the farthest is you've driven for something?
"Oh, man." We've gone out to, like, Peoria for
Yeah.
stuff, like,
Well, I drove to Peoria just for those tires on my
yeah,
truck.
like, I've gone out there, like, I picked up when I bought my mini skid steer,
Yeah.
I drove way out there, like, it wasn't Peoria, it wasn't that far north, it was off the 10, but, I mean, it was
Yeah.
an hour and 45 minutes from here,
Dang.
and they have the best price, and I hit them up, I'm like, "Yo, can I come out there?" And at first, they're like, "Oh, I'm out of town, I'll be there this weekend," and it was kind of a back and forth, and then all of a sudden, they're like, "Hey, I can be there Sunday," and I'm like, "Cool, I'll be out there." So we drove out there, like, Sunday morning, and I was like, "I hope this isn't fake," because like, we're out
Yeah,
here,
we're deep.
and, like, we pull up, and it's like a new subdivision, I'm like, "This is 100% fake," and we get there, and I messaged you, I'm like, "Yo, I'm here," and sure enough, he opens his garage, he's got all kinds of mini skid steers, I'm like, "Oh, thank God, dude," because like,
Yeah.
we drove out here.
I've driven to, like, Albuquerque.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've gone,
I haven't done,
like, out of state.
yeah, no, I haven't done out of state.
Yeah. So that gets even sketchier
I
because,
know
like
I
you're
won't
saying.
go to Santan Valley.
Why?
I just do not like going
That
down there.
area?
Yeah, that area.
Yeah.
So, like, if something pops up and I want it, I'll look and I'm like,
Meet me in
"Ugh."
Queen Creek.
Well, like, even Queen Creek, like, I'd rather go to, like, Chandler. I don't know why, like, it's further, but I'm like, I don't wanna deal with the traffic in Santan,
Yeah.
so I'm just like,
And then it's
I'm good."
also, like, so say you take your family, right?
Mhm.
And your wife's gonna be like, "Oh, I need food." Your
Oh, that's the
kids are gonna
kids.
be
Yeah, the
right, you
kids
know what I
are,
mean?
yeah, "Hey, dad, can we
So
stop
then
here? Can we get
yeah,
this? Can we get that?"
in Santan, I feel like everything is always in the spot where, like, it's the hardest to get to because to me, when I'm looking for somewhere to eat, I'm like, "Okay, I'm driving, I'm on the right side. What's on the right side of
Yep.
this road?"
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I'm okay, I'm getting off on Signal Butte, like, what do I have to make the least amount of turns for? You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? That's how I think as, like, a dad,
100%.
and a lot of people don't think that way. They'll be like, "Oh, yeah, like, let's get this," and I'm like, "Bro, I'm gonna have to get off here, go all the way down Broadway, do all of that stuff." Like, it's a nuisance
Yep.
sometimes. So that's why I hate Santan because it's just, like, a whole, like, effort to go out there and
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, and I work in Florence, but, like, sometimes we have to go out there for, like, the dealership and stuff, and there's a lot of people I know that live out there, and their drive to work is just as far as mine from
Oh,
Superior.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're yeah, same thing. Like, I drive from Spirit of the Valley,
yeah.
and there's people that live in Santan, and they drive just as far or time-wise as far as I do, but the mileage is like half. And it's like, yeah, why would I do that? Like, I hate traffic.
Yeah, that's it. The traffic is annoying for sure, for sure. Like, I'd rather drive the freeway all day
Oh, yeah.
long than the traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
100%.
a big part, and it plays, like, if I were to see, like, a potential job or something like that, like, okay, where's it at? how side
Yeah, what's my
streets
drive
work.
like?
Yeah,
Yeah, am I
that type
sitting
of
in
stuff.
traffic all day long to get there? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we're already an hour and 10 minutes in, so
but you said it goes slow, man. That's pretty good talk.
yeah. So, thanks for everybody tuning in to our episode and, thank you for joining us,
Yeah, thank you for having
and
me. Thank you, Kevin, for working. So, appreciate that. I might be back again.
yeah, for sure. We're definitely looking for more people and, just interesting conversations and trying to get people's insight on topics and stuff and expand, like, our ability to do this because it's not easy. Like, as
No,
you were
I was
to be
nervous. I
yeah, you
was
were
nervous.
nervous, so it's hard. A lot of people are like, "Oh, talk about this," and it's not really that easy to talk about, like, certain topics on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's definitely hard.
Yeah. But for sure, so like I've said before, if anybody out there is interested in, being on the podcast or talking or having a conversation, whether it's, here at our little studio we got going on or where you're at or anything, if you want to talk about your business, your job, anything. So thanks for tuning in and we'll see you on the next episode.